We've all felt lost at times, as if something crucial is missing. It can feel like we're in an endless race, constantly chasing after a piece that always seems just out of reach. But what if this feeling is actually a sign that we're searching in the wrong place? The world around us is full of promises. Once you have this, once you achieve that, then you'll be happy. Deep down, however, you already know that this is an illusion. The more you seek outside yourself, the further away true peace seems. Take a deep breath. The truth is, the peace you've been searching for isn't out there. It's already within you, waiting to be discovered. There's no need to keep running or seeking validation through external achievements. The key is to stop, listen, and reconnect with who you truly are, right here and now. It may sound simple, but it has the power to transform everything. If you're tired of chasing after something that never arrives, it's time for a change. Today, we'll explore together how to find that peace within yourself. If this journey resonates with you, make sure to subscribe to the channel so we can continue exploring this path of transformation together. You deserve this change. The treasure you already have within you. Imagine you were born with a magical backpack. From your very first day, it has been with you, filled with powerful tools, courage, love, wisdom, and a special dose of creativity. Yet, as we grow, we are often told over and over again that we need to find solutions to our problems outside of ourselves, in objects, achievements, or others' approval. This convinces us that we will only be complete when we attain something external, as if happiness is a prize we need to win. Let's reflect on this with a story. Picture a boy who, every day, chased after colorful balloons, believing that if he could catch the brightest balloon, he would finally be happy. He ran with all his might, but every time he got close, the balloon slipped away and floated higher. Exhausted and frustrated, he finally stopped and sat down. As he gazed at the sky, a wise voice asked, "Why do you keep chasing something that never truly satisfies? Within you lies something far more valuable." Though still confused, the boy paused and began to notice what he was feeling. Over time, he realized that true joy wasn't in capturing balloons, but in playing, laughing, and living in the moment. Much like this boy, many of us believe that happiness, peace, or fulfillment is always out there. We think that once we gain that toy, win everyone's admiration, or become the best at something, we'll finally be happy. But, in reality, true peace is not found by chasing external things. It emerges when we stop and look within ourselves, at what we already possess. The magical backpack we all carry is packed with powerful tools. When we stop seeking outside and look within, we realize we have courage to face challenges, love to care for those around us, and wisdom to navigate life's obstacles. Yet, this backpack often remains forgotten because we are busy trying to be accepted, achieve more, or impress others. This keeps us trapped in an endless pursuit that never truly fulfills. Take a moment to reflect. What are the balloons you've been chasing? Could it be that, like the boy in the story, you already possess something far more valuable within you? When we stop searching in the wrong places and allow ourselves to look inward, we discover that we have much more than we imagined. The emptiness we sometimes feel cannot be filled by external things. It begins to fade only when we connect with our own worth and who we truly are. This doesn't mean you shouldn't have dreams or goals. But true peace and fulfillment don't rely on achieving them. When you accept that you are already complete, even with your flaws, you realize you don't need to run so hard. It's like opening the magical backpack and discovering that everything you need to be happy is already with you. You have courage, love, wisdom, and more, all waiting to be used and appreciated. Next time you feel the need to chase after something to feel good, take a pause. Ask yourself, am I trying to fill an emptiness with something external, or can I find it within? This reflection can change how you see life. By recognizing the treasure you carry, you realize you are enough just as you are. Remember, you already have everything you need to find peace and happiness. True transformation happens when we stop looking outside and start valuing what we carry within. Your magical backpack is always with you, ready to be opened and used. And you? What are the balloons you're trying to reach? Could it be that, like the boy in the story, you already have something much more valuable within you? Share in the comments how you handle this pursuit and how you've been connecting with what truly matters. Let's reflect and grow together. The power of looking within. How often have you felt pressured to be perfect? Maybe you've strived to reach goals, gain recognition, or achieve external milestones, believing that doing so would make you feel whole or at peace. Yet, despite all that effort, the feeling of emptiness lingers. Why? Because true peace and happiness do not come from the external world. They are born when you turn inward and discover a wisdom that has always been there, waiting to be heard. Sounds simple? In reality, it's not. We live in a world that pushes us to run, produce, and achieve more and more. When was the last time you allowed yourself to pause and just breathe? When we look within, we realize that much of what we seek externally is an attempt to fulfill expectations imposed by others. Society tells us we need to be successful, perfect, and admired. But do we really need these things to be happy? Imagine living without that constant pressure. Instead of chasing external validation, you would recognize that you have worth, regardless of your achievements or how others perceive you. Looking within helps us see that we don't need to be something we're not to deserve peace. We can find strength in accepting our flaws, compassion in forgiving ourselves, and courage in being true to who we are. Focusing inward doesn't mean giving up on your dreams, but it does mean not letting them define your value. When you connect with who you truly are, you find that real peace lies in being authentic, not in meeting external expectations. Think about a time when you tried to please everyone, but ended up feeling empty. This shows that peace doesn't come from outside. It is born out of respect for what you truly feel and believe. So, ask yourself, am I living to please others, or to be who I really am? By shifting your focus inward, you find a place of peace that nothing external can take away. Connecting with your inner self brings clarity about your true needs, and helps you make choices that align with your values. You stop being a prisoner of others' opinions and start living with greater freedom. The key to peace isn't perfection or achieving everything. It lies in accepting and valuing what already exists within you. Try connecting with yourself today. Ask yourself, what do I already have within me that can bring me peace now? In doing so, you'll see that true fulfillment has always been within reach. Traps of the past and the future. Imagine yourself in a maze surrounded by high walls. In one corner, echoes of past memories emerge, mistakes made, words that still sting, or moments you wish you had lived differently. In another turn, anxiety about the future looms, filled with scenarios you fear facing or problems that have yet to come. Stuck between these two extremes, the present becomes something distant, nearly unattainable. This maze is a place many of us find ourselves, with one foot in the past and another in the future, unable to truly enjoy the present. Thinking about the past can be useful when we draw lessons from it, but if we become trapped in regret or resentment, we turn into prisoners of something that cannot be changed. It's like carrying a backpack filled with heavy stones. Each weighty memory prevents us from moving forward with lightness. On the other hand, excessive worry about the future creates constant anxiety, making us imagine scenarios that may never happen, draining our energy and diverting our focus from what we can do right now. Think about how often you find yourself replaying a situation that cannot be undone. Perhaps it was a mistake at work, or something someone said that still echoes in your mind. Or maybe you worry so much about what might happen that you can barely sleep, fearing failures, rejections, or future challenges. These invisible chains keep us tied to what has passed or what has yet to come, stopping us from fully living. To find peace, we must remember that the past is a story we cannot rewrite but can learn from. The future, on the other hand, is a book yet to be written. By focusing on the present, we gain the power to decide what we do now without carrying the burden of what we cannot change. When you feel stuck on what has been or what might be, ask yourself, what is within my reach at this moment? Take a deep breath, feel the air moving in and out of your lungs, and center yourself on what you can do now to make the moment lighter or more meaningful. The present is the only place where you have control. Letting the past dictate your actions or the future paralyze you is like trying to drive while looking only at the rearview mirror or a distant point on the road. You need to be aware of the now to find your way with more security and purpose. How often have you found yourself caught up in thoughts of what has already happened or what might come? Have you ever tried to focus on the present, even if just for a moment? Share your experiences and strategies for dealing with the traps of time in the comments. Your story might inspire others to find more peace and presence in the here and now. The game of illusions. From an early age, we are led to believe that our happiness depends on things we can achieve or acquire. It feels like we are running an endless race, where the finish line keeps moving just a bit further away. Perhaps you have thought that you would be happy once you landed the dream job, bought the perfect house, or found the ideal relationship. But after reaching each goal, the satisfaction was fleeting. And soon another ambition appeared, another goal promising to fill the void. This cycle is what I call the game of illusions. It's the common belief that happiness and peace are like trophies to be won in the external world. Yet, the more we chase, the more it feels like we can never have enough. There is always something more to desire, another rung to climb. This race makes us lose sight of what we already have and who we truly are. We focus so intensely on seeking fulfillment outside that we forget to look within. Society encourages us to play this game. We are constantly bombarded with messages that we need to be better, have more, and achieve greater success. This creates a sense of never being enough. We become trapped in patterns and expectations that often aren't even ours, following them in the hope of finding validation and happiness. But does this truly bring peace? Reflect on how this endless pursuit affects your life. How many times have you chased something, believing it would change everything, only to realize that upon achieving it, the emptiness remained? It's like trying to catch a shadow that moves every time you approach. As we continue to play this game, we miss the simple, meaningful things in the present. We lose the chance to connect with who we really are. The trap of this game is that it never ends. There is always a new desire, another goal, something that seems to be the key to our peace. But in reality, this key isn't found externally. It lies within us. When we pause and reflect, we see that peace is not something to be gained from the outside world. It is something cultivated within. It's not about giving up on dreams or goals, but about realizing that our happiness and worth don't have to depend on them. When we step away from constantly seeking outside, we find more lightness. We can be happy now, without having to prove anything to anyone. This doesn't mean we shouldn't strive for growth, but rather that we can do so consciously, without being consumed by external expectations. Turning inward is about recognizing our wounds, insecurities, and what truly matters. It is understanding that much of what we believe is necessary for our happiness is actually an illusion created by external demands. Disconnecting from this game and allowing yourself to be who you are, without conditions, brings a profound freedom. It helps you see that you are enough, with or without accomplishments, and that true peace lies in accepting and appreciating what already exists within you. Have you ever felt trapped in this game of illusions? How many times have you sought something, believing it was the answer, only to find yourself still unfulfilled? Share your experiences and what you have learned on this journey in the comments. Your story might inspire others to find a new way of living with more lightness, authenticity, and peace. The reality you seek is already in the present. Have you ever felt like you're always waiting for the right moment to be happy? Maybe it's when you land that dream job, finish a big project, or buy something you've been longing for. But when you achieve it, the feeling of satisfaction fades quickly, and a new goal takes its place. Sound familiar? It's like trying to hold onto sand. No matter how hard you try, it slips through your fingers. We find ourselves always waiting to truly live, in a future moment that never quite arrives. Now, think about your daily life. How many times have you caught yourself staring at your phone while someone close to you was talking? Or lost in worries, missing out on what's happening around you? These small moments reveal how easily we become disconnected from the present. As we worry about what we need to achieve or solve, we miss the life unfolding right in front of us. The reality you seek, that feeling of peace and wholeness, does not exist in some distant future. It lives in the present moment. When we pause to pay attention, we can find peace in simple things. The sound of birds at sunrise, the warmth of the sun on our skin, or the touch of someone dear. These are the moments that make us feel truly alive. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect to be happy. True happiness lies in how you live each moment. Of course, having dreams and goals is important, but they cannot be the only source of our peace. What if you were already enough right now? What if the happiness you're searching for is already within your reach, simply by being present? This doesn't mean you shouldn't strive for what you want. It means that your peace doesn't have to depend on future accomplishments. The world around us can be alluring, always promising that more will make us happy. But when the noise fades away, what remains is what's inside of you. Perhaps the peace you're looking for is found when you take a deep breath, share laughter with someone, or recognize what you already have. Looking within and being present allows you to find the reality you've always sought. So, next time you're tempted to wait for the right moment to be happy, take a deep breath. Look around you. Allow yourself to feel and be present. Life is happening right now, and in this moment, you can find true peace. Have you ever caught yourself waiting to be happy in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's learn to appreciate the present and live more fully together. Before we move forward, I have a special request. If you found value in this reflection on finding the essence of life in the present, please give this video a like. It helps YouTube know you enjoy this type of content and ensures we can continue sharing transformative messages like this one. It's quick, free, and makes a big difference in keeping this journey of self-discovery and peace alive. Thank you for your support. Let's keep going together. The beauty in simple daily experiences. Let's talk about something you may have felt but rarely valued. We're often so busy with our to-do lists, plans, and problems that we forget to notice what's right around us. Life is happening now at this very moment, yet we rush through it, too distracted to see what truly matters. Imagine yourself walking down the street. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, the gentle breeze touching your face, and the rustling of leaves in the trees. Take a moment to listen. There are birds singing in the distance, someone laughing, or perhaps the sound of hurried footsteps. These little details may seem insignificant, but there is immense beauty in noticing the world this way, through all your senses. When you allow yourself to pause and feel, you discover that every moment offers something special. The constant chase for grand achievements often blinds us to the small things. Think about when you hear the laughter of someone close to you, smell freshly brewed coffee in the morning, or touch the texture of a beloved book. These simple moments are precious, but we only notice them when we're present. How often do we miss out on them because our minds are elsewhere, planning or remembering? Life isn't only about grand moments or achieved goals. When you're truly present, even the simplest gestures come alive. Picture yourself strolling through a park. As you make your way to your destination, take in the scent of the flowers, the wind rustling through the leaves, and the touch of sunlight. Life transforms when you learn to savor these moments. Being present also helps us tackle challenges. When we're aware of the now, we realize that we can take things one step at a time, without carrying the weight of everything all at once. Try taking a deep breath right now. Pay attention to what you feel and what surrounds you. How many things do you already have that can bring peace? Perhaps more than you think. What simple moment are you experiencing right now that can be savored? Close your eyes for a moment, listen, feel, and be present. Life is made up of moments. Don't let expectations, plans, or fears of the future keep you from seeing what's right in front of you. Small things can be grand when you truly live them. True peace and joy are here, waiting to be felt in each moment. The illusions of the external world. Have you ever found yourself constantly chasing something that never feels like enough? It might be success, recognition, money, or the approval of others. How many times have you achieved what you thought you wanted, only to realize the satisfaction was fleeting and a new goal quickly emerged. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole at the bottom. The more you pour in, the emptier it seems to become. Why does this happen? The world around us is full of promises of happiness. Buy this and you'll be happy. Achieve that and your life will be complete. We are bombarded with messages that make us believe peace and happiness depend on what we have or accomplish. But is this really true? What have you been chasing that seems never-ending? Perhaps it's time to pause and reflect. The truth is, this endless pursuit is a trap. It pulls us away from what truly matters, convincing us that we always need more to be worthy of peace and happiness. As we strive to meet external expectations, we lose touch with our inner voice. What if the happiness you're searching for is already within you? What if all you really need is to reconnect with how you feel and what you value? Consider how you've been living. Are you trying to fit into patterns that don't make sense, or seeking approval from people who might not even notice? The distractions of the external world are constant, but when we pause to question our goals and priorities, we realize that much of what we chase isn't essential. True peace cannot be bought, earned, or validated by others. It resides within you, waiting to be discovered. Life offers us choices every day. We can get lost in the pursuit of more, or we can connect with what we already are and have. When we free ourselves from the illusions of the external world, we see that we don't need to be perfect or meet unrealistic expectations to find peace. Accepting who we are, right here and now, is enough. So, how about pausing for a moment? Reflect on your goals and priorities. What truly matters to you? Where are you placing your energy? Share your experiences with these pursuits and what you've discovered about yourself in the comments. Your story might just inspire others to see what truly matters. Conditioned personality and ego. From a young age, we are influenced by everything around us: family, friends, culture, and even society's expectations. Gradually, we build a persona, which is essentially a collection of beliefs, behaviors, and ways of thinking that we learn. But is this version really who we are? Often, the mask we wear to please others or fit into social norms pulls us away from our true essence. To put it simply, the ego is like this mask. It craves recognition, admiration, and success, but fears rejection and failure. That's why so often we act to please, to avoid criticism, or to gain acceptance. How many times have you found yourself doing something solely for approval? And how did you feel afterward? This is where we realize that the ego, with all its insecurities, can push us to live according to standards that are not always ours. The problem with living solely to meet external expectations is that it disconnects us from who we truly are. We become so focused on being what others expect that we forget to ask ourselves what we want or what makes us happy. This leads to anxiety, dissatisfaction, and a constant feeling that something is missing. So, how can we break free from this? First, it's important to realize that you are not defined by your beliefs or the labels others place on you. You are so much more than what you've been taught to be. When you start to question your actions and thoughts, you create space to reconnect with your true self. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I genuinely believe in it, or because I was taught to? This reflection helps you shed the masks of the ego and live more authentically. Finding this balance doesn't mean the ego disappears. It will always be present, but you can learn to coexist with it without letting it control you. The key is to accept yourself as you are, with your imperfections and desires, without striving to be something just to please others. When you free yourself from the grip of the ego and external expectations, you discover a lighter life, more connected to who you truly are. Remember, you don't need to be perfect, please everyone, or live up to expectations that don't make sense for you. Being yourself is more than enough. By letting go of the ego's masks and connecting with your essence, you begin to live in a more authentic and liberated way. Observing thoughts and letting go. Imagine your thoughts as clouds in the sky. Some are light and pass quickly. Others are dense, heavy, and seem to linger, casting shadows. At times, you may feel caught in a storm of thoughts, trapped by difficult memories or worries about the future. When this happens, it's easy to believe that we are our thoughts. But in truth, you are the sky that observes them. Thoughts are just passing clouds. How many times have you found yourself stuck in a cycle of negative thoughts or constant worries? Perhaps you've tried to push them away, only to see them return even stronger. This happens because, in trying to control or suppress our thoughts, we often end up fueling their power. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. It slips away and comes back with even more force. Now, try something different. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment and observe your thoughts as if they were clouds. Without judging them or trying to push them away, simply notice, are they light or heavy, fast or slow? Let them pass without clinging. You are the sky, stable and serene, and the thoughts are clouds that come and go. When you adopt this perspective, you realize that your thoughts don't have the power to define who you are. This practice of observation creates a distance between you and your thoughts. Many of the thoughts that arise are simply stories your mind tells, based on fears, expectations, or past experiences. They are not absolute truths. By observing them consciously, you create space to breathe, reflect, and decide how to act without being controlled by mental noise. Let's reflect together. How often have you believed that a negative thought was your reality? Perhaps you thought you weren't good enough, or that something terrible was going to happen. By seeing these thoughts as clouds, something shifts inside you. You realize they are temporary, like any cloud in the sky. This brings a sense of freedom, because it shows that you are not a prisoner of your thoughts. You are the observer. Practice this when you feel overwhelmed. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what kind of thoughts are passing right now? Are they like passing clouds? By doing this, you create space to handle your emotions more calmly. This doesn't mean the thoughts disappear, but it means you don't have to react to every one of them. You have the power to choose how you respond. In the chaos of daily life, it can be difficult to remember to observe your thoughts. You may find yourself in a challenging situation, with strong thoughts flooding in. Take a moment to breathe, connect with the present, and observe without getting involved. The more you practice, the more you'll realize that you don't have to be defined by your worries or memories. You are so much more than that. When was the last time you tried to observe your thoughts without reacting? What kind of clouds often appear in your mind? Share your experiences in the comments. Your journey could inspire others who are also seeking greater freedom and inner peace. Inner journey and serenity. The true journey to finding peace and serenity begins within you. So often, we become consumed by the need to solve external problems, meet goals, or fulfill expectations, that we forget to turn inward. Everything you feel, think, and believe profoundly shapes your life experience. When you allow yourself to embark on this inner journey, you create space for a more genuine understanding of who you truly are and what truly matters. The world around us is noisy, filled with demands, opinions, and comparisons. This noise can make us believe we need something external to feel whole or happy. But the truth is, peace is not something we find outside. It is cultivated within us by paying attention to what we feel, think, and genuinely need. This process can be challenging because it often requires confronting parts of ourselves we've avoided, fears, insecurities, or old behavior patterns. Turning inward is like tending to a forgotten garden. We find weeds that need pulling, clear space for new seeds, and discover hidden beauty. It means letting go of imposed desires, beliefs that no longer serve us, and expectations others have placed on us. In doing so, we begin to recognize what truly brings us peace and connection. Serenity isn't something you achieve once and keep forever. It's a state you can access whenever you connect with your essence. Being present, accepting what arises without clinging or resisting, brings a profound sense of freedom. Looking inward may be challenging, but the rewards are immense. You become more aware, less reactive, and more aligned with who you truly are and what you wish to live for. Why not start now? Take a moment for silence, for reflection, and for connecting with yourself. This could be through meditation, writing about your feelings, or simply observing your thoughts without judgment. The more you do this, the more space you create to free yourself from anxieties, expectations, and concerns that no longer serve you. As you connect with your essence, you realize that you don't need to be perfect or achieve everything you once imagined. Being who you are, with all your imperfections and everything that makes you unique, is enough to experience true peace. Imagine the relief of letting go of what you're not and embracing who you truly are. It's a feeling of freedom, lightness, and peace that arises when you turn inward. Where can you find a moment of silence to reconnect with yourself today? This small act can mark the beginning of a powerful transformation in your life. We've come to the end of this journey together, but it's only the first step towards something much greater. Everything we've discussed here is an invitation to reconnect with the peace that is already within you, to realize that while the world outside pulls you in 1,000 directions, true strength and serenity reside within. So, stay mindful. Whenever you feel lost or pressured by what's outside, remember, the key to your peace and happiness is already within you, waiting to be noticed. Now, I have a simple yet important request. If this video resonated with you, please give it a like. It helps us continue sharing messages that make a real difference. And if you haven't subscribed yet, take a moment to do so and turn on notifications. This way, you won't miss any new content. Comment below. What touched you most in this conversation? We'd love to hear from you. And of course, share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's continue spreading more peace and truth together. Until the next video.